The implementation of good manufacturing practices replaces chaotic, error-prone manufacturing environments with perfectly synchronized systems that consistently pass strict quality audits. Good manufacturing practices, or GMP, provide the standards for pharmaceutical safety and hygiene. In the next 5 minutes, we will build a blueprint for these standards by focusing on your personnel, your facilities, and your equipment. This list of 17 WHO requirements establishes a foundational framework for any facility. To begin your blueprint, you will need an organizational chart, a floor plan, and an equipment list. We will apply the rules for personnel, premises, and equipment directly to these documents. Translating these principles into a physical blueprint is the first step towards systematic production safety. Begin with your organizational chart. Draw a line to separate your production staff from your quality unit. This requirement ensures that the quality unit remains independent of the production department, a core principle of WHO GMP standards. Within that unit, quality assurance, or QA, is responsible for the manufacturing system itself. They ensure the system is built correctly and that established standards are consistently met. Quality control, or QC, handles the physical testing. They are responsible for the sampling and verification of the actual product. Under this structure, a production manager does not have the authority to release a batch of medication. That final decision rests with an independent quality officer. Separating production and quality departments removes the conflict between volume targets and safety standards, ensuring that manufacturing goals do not compromise product integrity. Next, take your facility floor plan and a highlighter to map out dedicated operational zones. The primary objective of facility design is to prevent cross-contamination by establishing a logical, one-way directional flow for all materials. Your floor plan should designate an enclosed, dedicated area for weighing materials. This room requires localized dust control to keep ingredients isolated. Highly sensitizing materials, such as penicillins, have more stringent requirements. These require entirely dedicated, self-contained facilities to prevent any trace of the material from reaching other lines. A compliant floor plan must show this one-way flow and provide isolated rooms for high-risk actions like mixing and weighing. Physical zoning is a primary defense. If a facility's geometry allows for cross-traffic, staff procedures alone cannot ensure consistent compliance. Review your equipment list and assign a specific hygiene schedule to every machine. The core requirement is that machinery cannot present a hazard to the product. The surfaces must not react with, add to, or absorb the chemicals being processed. Equipment cleaning is a systematic requirement rather than an aesthetic one. It must be performed according to a fixed, timed schedule. Even the tools and processes used for washing and drying must be selected so they do not become sources of contamination themselves. Standardized hygiene schedules ensure that machinery remains a predictable variable in the manufacturing process. The final step is to document these personnel, facility, and equipment rules into formal procedures. Standard operating procedures, or SOPs, cover general operations. This includes the technical instructions for running a specific machine. Sanitation Standard Operating Procedures, or SSOPs, handle your hygiene requirements. This includes cleaning schedules, personnel hygiene, and pest control. During an inspection, every physical action performed on the floor must perfectly match these written procedures. In an audit, documentation is the primary evidence used to verify that your facility is under control. You now have the components of a physical blueprint: an independent quality unit, a zoned facility map, and a set of required sanitation procedures. These elements form the physical foundation of a WHO GMP-compliant production system. To put this framework into practice, you must implement the next step on the WHO checklist: self-inspection. Use your blueprint to walk your production floor. Circle any physical area where your current facility layout or staffing reality fails to match your written plan. Ultimately, GMP compliance is a continuous cycle of planning, inspection, and correction aimed at protecting the end user.